Have you ever noticed how some shows don't just end? They linger. They stay with you, like an unfinished conversation or a goodbye that came too soon. Sullivan's Crossing is one of those rare series. The kind of show that doesn't just entertain you, it quietly wrecks you. Because behind every calm lake and every sunrise over that quiet campground, there's a storm brewing underneath. And after that emotional Season 3 finale, fans were left asking one haunting question: is this really the end? Because something about that ending didn't feel final. It felt like a pause, like we were being told to hold our breath, because what's coming next might change everything. But here's where things get interesting. While everyone thought the crossing was closing for good, the truth slipped out when nobody was watching. A quiet Instagram post. Just one line. One emoji, and suddenly, the fandom exploded. It gave the feels and the heat. Thanks for the loved one. Sullivan's Crossing Season 4 is coming in 2026 to the sea go. Wait, what? Season 4 is confirmed. Yes. But not everything about that announcement is as peaceful as it sounds. Because the moment the renewal dropped, fans didn't just celebrate. They started questioning everything. What does this mean for Maggie and Cal? Will their perfect little world finally crumble? And who really is Liam, the man that appeared out of nowhere in the finale? You see, this isn't just another small-town love story anymore. This is a ticking time bomb of heartbreak, redemption, and secrets buried deep under the crossing. And in the next few minutes, we're diving straight into the forbidden truth about Sullivan's Crossing Season 4. The cast changes nobody saw coming, the dark storyline that could ruin Maggie's peace forever, and the one actor who might completely flip the show's tone. But first, let's be honest, there's something about this show that hits too close to home. Maybe it's because we all have a crossing of our own. A place we go to fix ourselves, to escape, to heal. Or maybe it's because healing never really ends. It just changes shape. And that's the secret heart of Sullivan's Crossing. It's not a show about leaving your past behind. It's a story about learning to live with it. Now, here's the part that's driving fans insane. When Season 3 ended, Maggie and Cal were finally together. It was the moment everyone waited for. But then that cliffhanger, that man in the shadows, the long-lost husband nobody ever knew existed. Did Maggie ever really tell Cal everything? Or has she been hiding something all along? Because when Liam walked into that final scene, everything we thought we knew about Maggie Sullivan shattered. And here's the wild part: rumors are already spreading that Liam's story might not just bring chaos, it might completely redefine the crossing itself. Imagine it. A quiet town torn between two loves, two pasts, and one truth that's too painful to face. But before we go deeper into the theories, and trust me, there are many, let's clear up one thing. Yes, Sullivan's Crossing Season 4 is officially happening. But not everything about it is simple. The renewal was announced by the CW, but the show's creative direction, that's where things start to get messy. Because the moment a series gets bigger, the pressure follows. More networks, more money, and sometimes less heart. Fans are already noticing something strange. The tone of Season 3 started feeling different. More drama, more polish, and less of that raw, soulful quiet that made us fall in love with the crossing in the first place. So, what's really going on behind the scenes? Why does it feel like Sullivan's Crossing is caught between the old charm and a new dangerous edge? Before we reveal that, here's something important. If you love exploring shows with hidden meanings, emotional storytelling, and theories that'll make you question everything, then make sure you hit subscribe right now. Because what's coming next is going to change the way you see Sullivan's Crossing forever. Alright, let's go deeper. You see, Sullivan's Crossing has always been about second chances. But the irony, Season 4 might be the show's last chance to prove it still has that same magic. Because when you strip away the romance, the heartwarming music, and the scenic lakes, what's left is a show built on one fragile truth: that healing always comes with a cost. And judging by what's coming in Season 4, Maggie Sullivan is about to pay everything. Now let's break down what we know, and what they don't want us to see yet. The official announcement might have sounded cheerful, but notice the timing. The CW dropped the news right before the Season 3 finale aired. That's not coincidence. That's strategy. Because that finale introduced one of the biggest twists in the show's history. A man named Liam, played by Marcus Rosner, steps into the frame. And here's where it gets intense. He's not just some stranger. He's Maggie's husband. Not ex, not fling. Husband. Now think about it. For 3 seasons, we've been watching Maggie rebuild her life. We've seen her question her career, her future, her heart. And just when she found peace, her past literally walks back into her life. But wait, there's more. The moment Liam appears, Cal's face says it all. Confusion, shock, and something else. Something that looks a lot like betrayal. So, who is Liam really? And why did Maggie never mention him before? Was it trauma, denial, or something much darker? Fans are already tearing apart theories online. Some say Liam faked his death. Others think Maggie's father, Sully, kept him hidden for reasons we can't even imagine. And then there's the wildest one yet, that Liam might not even be real. A ghost, a hallucination, a test of Maggie's guilt. Sounds crazy, maybe. But this is Sullivan's Crossing, where every heartbreak hides a secret. It's about what she's been hiding from herself. Every great show has a moment where the past comes crashing back, and Sullivan's Crossing just dropped theirs like a thunderclap. But here's what most people missed. That final shot, the way the camera lingers on Maggie's face,
That wasn't shock.
that was recognition. Like she'd been waiting for this ghost to return. And if you pause that scene carefully, frame by frame, you'll notice something chilling. Her expression doesn't say, "Who are you?" It says, "It's you." Now that's where things get complicated. Because if Maggie knew Liam was alive all along, then everything we believed about her character, her honesty, her vulnerability, her pain, just shattered. Was her time at the crossing an escape? Or a cover-up? Here's my theory: Liam's return isn't random, it's karmic. A reckoning that's been quietly building since episode 1. Remember when Sully told Maggie, "The past always finds a way home"? Maybe he wasn't talking about guilt. Maybe he was warning her. And let's not forget, this is the CW. When they bring a lost husband back in the middle of a love story, it's never just for romance. It's to tear everything apart. But hold up. This is where it gets even deeper. Behind all the scenic campfire shots and comforting small-town vibes, Sullivan's Crossing has been carefully setting up something darker. Every character in this show is running from something, and Season 4 might finally make them stop. Take Cal, for example. He's the show's moral compass, right? The quiet savior. The rock. But what happens when that rock starts to crack? In Season 3, we saw hints of his family's medical struggles. A subtle thread most people brushed off. But those weren't random details. They were foreshadowing. Now imagine this Cal, broken and vulnerable, watching Maggie's past walk through that door. All that peace they built together, shattered in seconds. And what if I told you? Liam might not just threaten their relationship. He might save Cal's life. Yeah, you heard that right. What if the man Maggie thought she lost is the only one who can help the man she loves now? Sounds poetic, right? But this is where tragedy lives, in irony. And Sullivan's Crossing loves its irony. Let's take a breather, because I want to hear from you. Do you think Maggie still loves Liam? Or was her reaction more like guilt? The kind you feel when a secret comes back to bite you. Drop your take in the comments. I'm reading every single theory tonight. Now, if you've watched this show from the start, you'll know the real heartbeat of Sullivan's Crossing isn't the romance. It's the redemption. The way broken people keep finding ways to rebuild themselves, no matter how many times they fall apart. And that's what makes this next season so dangerous. Because everyone is healing, but nobody is healed. And when the past, the present, and the pain all collide, someone is bound to break. Let's dig into that cast list, because it tells a story of its own. Returning to the crossing, we've got Morgan Cohan as Maggie Sullivan, the woman caught between two worlds. Chad Michael Murray as Cal Jones, the man trying to hold them both together. Scott Patterson as Sully, still haunted by his own ghosts. But the new names, that's where the mystery multiplies. Fuad Ahmed as Amir Malik, the youngest Michelin star chef, suddenly showing up at the crossing to help Rob. Come on, since when does a high-end chef just move to the woods to help a friend? Something about Amir's story doesn't add up. Then there's Jonathan Silverman as Quincy Carlson, described as a young man with a tough exterior. If you've seen this show long enough, you know exactly what that means. Tough exterior. On Sullivan's Crossing translates to painfully tragic backstory incoming. And what about Ben and Tracy Nelson, the sibling duo joining the youth group subplot? Here's my take. Ben's connection to Cal isn't accidental. The description literally says, his demeanor reminds Cal of someone close to home. That's CW code for there's a secret family connection. Brother, lost patient, maybe even his son from a previous life choice. Mark my words, that reveal will be the emotional nuke of Season 4. But let's not forget Sully, the man who started it all. His journey in Season 3 was full of quiet heartbreak, finding love, facing the mirror, and realizing the years he lost can't be replaced. But something about his ending felt unfinished, and if you followed Scott Patterson's interviews, you'll notice he's been teasing a massive emotional arc for Sully in Season 4. What does that mean? Death? Redemption? Or the truth about Liam's disappearance? Because remember, Sully has a history of keeping secrets for the people he loves. And if he knew about Liam, he may have been protecting Maggie from more than just heartbreak. But here's the bigger question no one's asking. Why does the CW keep renewing this show, even when it's not a massive ratings juggernaut? The answer is simple. Sullivan's Crossing isn't just a drama. It's an emotional refuge, a rare show that quietly trends on Netflix every time people feel tired of chaos. It's comfort TV with bite. And the network knows, once fans attach themselves to that world, they don't let go. So yes, Season 4 is coming. But maybe, just maybe, it's not about what happens next. It's about what finally comes back.